Hello and welcome to this special episode of Caught on Camera, where we bring you hilarious clips caught on doorbell cameras. Coming up, we witness a dad's epic fall from a wheelie bin, a man left covered in soil after his wheelbarrow tips over, and a daring deer who goes for a stroll and ends up grazing on grass in a homeowner's garden. But first we head to Scotland, where a grandmother gets in a tangle with a pet dog. In this unfortunate moment, captured by a Ring camera, we see how a grandmother was swept off her feet by a golden retriever running at speed to fetch a ball. She lost her sliders and a sock during her fall. The chaotic scene even saw her cat jump onto the shed's roof to escape the commotion. The grandmother from Kelty in Scotland said she was left unscathed by the collision and that both she and her family found the footage funny. This doorbell footage shows the hilarious moment a dad falls off his wheelie bin into his garden bushes. The dad of two climbed onto the bin in an attempt to change the batteries in two security cameras at his home in Croydon, South London. However, the bin, not being as strong as he initially believed, collapsed. He fell backwards into the bushes before helping himself up and giving a delayed ow. He says his wife and kids have enjoyed watching the footage of his fall. The delightful doorbell footage captured the moment the cat made the acrobatic leap from a ledge to a shed roof in Essex. After deciding to take on the bold leap, the cat didn't quite land its jump and ended up precariously hanging from the edge of the roof. Using all its might, it tried again and again to swing itself back up to safety. The cat hung on for an impressive 1 minute and 19 seconds before admitting defeat and deciding to drop to the ground. The man whose camera recorded the moment said the cat, who was a frequent visitor to his garden, was absolutely fine. Here we see our gardener's wheelbarrow tipped backwards, covering him in soil. The man was working in his garden in Bristol when he walked up a ramp to unload his wheelbarrow of soil into a skip. He slipped and fell forward, tipping the wheelbarrow backwards and pouring soil all over his head. His wife was in the kitchen at the time and returned to the garden to find her husband cleaning up. She watched his fall after checking the doorbell footage to see what had happened. He had no major injuries. In this funny Ring camera footage, we see a mischievous cat bringing random pieces of rubbish into his home. Tofu the cat has carried plastic containers, a roll of poo bags and even a lamb shank bone through his cat flap. Tofu's owner, from Stevenage in Hertfordshire, took him in after she found him stray in the pouring rain. She thinks Tofu has been copying his adopted brother, Kimchi, who would regularly bring back mice. Doorbell footage shows the amusing moment a dad fell over his son's bike, which had been left on the driveway of their home in Wales. The dad was on his way to the shops when he walked straight into the bike and fell face first onto the pavement. He picked himself up and said he walked back into the house out of embarrassment. His wife said he was worried he had broken his toe, however, despite a few scrapes, he was fine. The bike, which suffered a broken brake, was moved out of the driveway. In this doorbell footage, we see the incredible moment a herd of deer came to graze in a resident's front garden. According to the British Deer Society, the deer in the video captured in Plymouth are fallow deer, one of 6 different deer species in Britain. The resident says she has deer visits every night, with the amount of deer ranging from just a few to over 100. She said the deer all stay together and follow each other, eating people's plants along the way. Doorbell footage shows the unfortunate moment a couple's gender reveal balloon popped before their party. The father-to-be was walking out of their house in Northern Ireland with their gender reveal balloon before it suddenly burst, revealing blue confetti. He was initially worried about knowing the gender before his wife, but hadn't realised she'd been notified of the motion outside and had seen the reveal. The couple say they often look back at the video and laugh about what happened. They can't wait to show their son one day. This hilarious doorbell footage shows the moment a terrified delivery driver sprinted away from a tiny dog who was barking at the door.
Oh no.
The man was so startled when Barney, a dashing Yorkie cross, appeared that he went hurdling over a 1.15 metre tall gate to escape the dog. Barney's owner went out to apologise for his dog's behaviour, and the driver saw the funny side once the fear had passed. Here we see the moment a man's handbrake mishap almost caused some pricey damage. Having just finished maintenance work on his Volvo estate, he removed chocks which were keeping the vehicle in a stationary position from the car's wheels. However, before doing this, he forgot to put the handbrake on and the Volvo quickly rolled backwards down his drive. The man dashed around to the back of the moving car to prevent it from crashing into another vehicle parked behind. He slowly pushed the Volvo back up the drive until he had space to run around to the driver door and lean across to pull the handbrake up. A cat has learned how to use a video doorbell to get let in by his owner. Izzy the cat climbed up the wisteria trellis at the front of his owner's house in Ely, Cambridgeshire, and in doing so accidentally taught himself a new trick. The 8-month-old ginger cat surprised his owner by turning up not at a cat flap, but on her phone.
Hello?
Hello?
Meow. Meow. I'm here.
Izzy triggered the device's motion sensor, sending a notification to his owner's phone. Izzy's owner turned the microphone on to say hi to Izzy and give him a meow.
Meow. Meow. Izzy. Meow. Meow.
Izzy looked around to see where the voice he could hear was coming from, before he looked directly at the camera as if to say, "Let me in." Izzy has since repeated the trick 4 or 5 times.
See you in a minute.
Hilarious doorbell footage shows a group of workmen winning a tug-of-war with the drain. A mum from Milton Keynes had a notification signalling there was movement outside her home. She clicked on her app to see 5 men in high vis falling over as their rope gave way. The mum of 3 said the incident made her burst out laughing at work. She said none of the workmen seemed hurt and that they were all laughing.
Brand new sock as well.
The workmen had put the gravel back in place, so without the doorbell footage, she would have had no idea anyone had been there. Funny doorbell footage shows the moment 12 sheep sought refuge from a storm in a homeowner's back garden. The flock crept up the driveway of the semi-detached property in Easonfield, Lancashire, amid stormy conditions in the middle of the night. They were recorded standing by some outhouses and nibbling on grass, before finally heading back out of the address when dawn broke around 5 hours later. The homeowner said he was stunned on checking the cameras to find his garden had become a resting spot for livestock. This doorbell camera caught the moment around 45 escaped cows ran through a residential street. A teenager can be seen racing away from the herd as it charges down the street in Ripon, North Yorkshire. His mum said she believes the cows pushed through a kissing gate in their field at the end of the street. Residents say it took a few hours for all the cows to be herded up. Thanks for watching another episode of Caught on Camera. You can watch our Big Cats and UFOs special on demand now. If you're watching us on shotstv.com or Freeview, thanks so much for supporting our channel. Stay tuned for more authentic UK television coming up. Thanks for watching.
Can you hear me?
Ready? 1, 2, 3. I thought you just smacked me in the back of the That's my brand new song.